Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with a hair Q&A. The number one question I get on a daily, whether it's, messages or comments or anything, it's always about my hair. I just get a bunch of questions about my hair and I have no problem answering them. I just figured sometimes it might be easier if I just made a video answering the most frequently asked questions. So I posted a photo on Instagram asking you guys to just ask me anything about my hair or hair in general, and I will just kind of do this video and answer them. So that's what I did, and I got some really good questions, and a lot of them, again, are the ones I get all the time. So I am going to just get started. I will do a follow-up on this because I know one of the questions that I got was like my number one picks from each thing, like favorite products for each, like shampoo, conditioner, mask, blah, 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 all that. I will do a separate video on like I'll either do my current hair care routine or like I think I've already done my Holy Grail hair care products, like, I don't know, was it last year? Or, I feel like it was just like a few months ago, but it may have been last year. Like, that's how much this year has flown by. But I will do like a separate video because I don't want that to take up like all this. So I will do a separate video of either my current picks, my current hair care routine, or something like that. I will film that separate. I promise I'm not ignoring your question. I will just do that in a different video. That way I can just dedicate it to those. So let's get started. I'm just gonna go through the comments and just start at the top and work our way down, how I usually do all my, Q&A videos. So let's get started. Number one, favorite drugstore shampoo or conditioner? That's kind of hard because I don't really use drugstore shampoos and conditioners. However, I will say Verb, which you can get at Sephora. It's not necessarily drugstore, but they are very affordable and kind of similar to drugstore prices. The Verb Ghost shampoo is Holy Grail, like one of my Holy Grail shampoos. It is hydrating and softening and sulfate free. So if you are looking for a alternative to like higher end, check out Verb, just Verb in general. They're a really good brand and they are on a lower price point. So that is my advice on that. How do I get volume? I get volume two ways. Number one is the Kerastase volume spray powder that I've used. It's like a volumizing mist. I've shown it in a couple videos. I will use that and really kind of get it. Otherwise, I will just, when I blow my hair out, I will kind of over direct. Like I work like around this area, I will take it, my hairbrush, and I will kind of over direct it in this way and that way, and then it kind of gives you like that volume. And using that Ibiza brush, the really big one, works for volume as well. You want to use a bigger brush and just kind of really focus your hair, over directing it. That way it will kind of naturally rise, and dry shampoo as well. How do I get it so smooth and silky? That is, again, a couple things. You want to use a boar bristle brush, like the Ibiza ones. They really grip your hair, so when you're blowing it, you can really kind of concentrate the nozzle on it, and it's not gonna damage your hair, it's not gonna break it, it's not gonna fry it or harm it in any way. It's going to just really smooth it, and you wanna take your time. The best way to get your hair soft, silky, and smooth is to take your time when you're blowing it out, section it off, and just, get a really good hair dryer as well. I know not everybody wants to spend money on the Bio-Ionic, which I completely understand, but just get yourself a really good hair dryer. If you like T3, Bio-Ionic, something that's not that's gonna be powerful enough that it's gonna dry it and you don't have to keep going over it. So if that makes sense. How long does it take you to blow dry it? How do you sleep with it? Hair mask on wet hair or dry hair? Okay. How long does it take me to blow dry it? Since I've gotten the Bio-Ionic, it has cut my hair from like 40 minutes to 20 minutes. I have a lot of hair. You guys know my hair is, long and thick. So with that hair dryer, bearing no like interruptions in me drying my hair, I mean, there are times where I am starting to dry my hair and it will take me like an hour because I have my dog, my puppy coming through. He's not a puppy, but he's gonna be 10. Oh my God. My little man. Anyway, my dog will bust his way into the bathroom and look at me, and want to play or have to go out, or and you know what I mean, or the phone rings or something happens, when you're doing your hair. It's not like you just get, that time to yourself to just do it. When I'm lucky enough and I don't have a million other things I'm doing, it takes me about 20 minutes. I have a process, you know, I will never just go in with soaking wet hair. I make sure I let my hair air dry for a good at least 10-15 minutes before I start air drying it or before I start drying it, because I want my hair to have as little moisture in it as I can. So that's what I will say. Like I said, with the hair dryer, for me, about 20-25 minutes. How do I sleep with it? I sleep with it down. I do not sleep with my hair up, because this is my take on sleeping with your hair up in a bun. You will notice that you will get more breakage in your hair. I don't care what you use, whether you use a scrunchie, an elastic, a little, whatever that thing is called, the Invisibobble. I don't care what you use. When you sleep naturally, the movement, the hair in the front is gonna break. And I've seen that with myself, because I used to sleep with my hair up because I get very hot at night, and I would always, you know, my hair is heavy, and I noticed I had more breakage when I slept with it up. More power to you if you want to keep doing that, but for me, I sleep with it down, and that's it. I don't care. I would rather not have the breakage, and that's what I do. I sleep with it down. And then hair mask on wet hair or dry hair. I do it wet. I do it in the shower. When I get in the shower, the first thing I do when I wash my hair is I will wash my hair and put my hair mask in, clip it up, and then, you know, do my whole, you know, I'll wash, I'll scrub, shape, whatever I have to do. That way the mask goes in first, so it's sitting in my hair for the entire time I'm in the shower. So that is that. And next question, do you wash your hair every day? Absolutely not. You guys know, 2 times a week, maybe 3 times, but usually twice a week. I don't believe in washing my hair every day. I've talked to numerous hairdressers. They all say the same thing, that you should not be washing your hair every day. You just don't need to, because your hair needs the natural oils to keep it healthy. And if you keep washing it every day, you're going to strip your hair, and that's how you're going to get your hair to be damaged and dry. Especially if you're heat styling it every day. That's your hair is never going to be, it's just not, you have to, even if you can't stand it, at least do every other day. You know, if you have to wash your hair, then do it every other day. Just don't do it every day, because it's going to destroy your hair. How do you work out and avoid needing to shampoo? I have to wash daily, and it's a big time drain. My advice, and I, you know, work out, and I'll be honest, as of late, because life has been so crazy, I have not been able to get into my workouts as I usually have, and I miss it. But my advice is dry shampoo is your best friend. The IGK ones, they have different versions of it. They are amazing at taking up any, you know, whatever, you know, any, you know, oiliness or sweater or whatever. And my trick too is, after you know, finish your workout and, you know, you take a shower, take a hair dryer and just kind of hit your roots, and kind of hit, like if you have your hair up, let's say, hit around the back and the front of it with the hair dryer. And then that will kind of take away some of that. It'll kind of refresh it, where you don't feel the need to wash your hair. I mean, I understand if you had like a huge, crazy, you know, 10-mile run and you feel gross, wash your hair. You know, that sometimes nothing will beat washing your hair. But if you are just like working out just like on the daily, and it's just like your everyday workout, and you're not like running a marathon, I think just dry shampoo and like hitting it with a hair dryer will kind of take that away. I mean, really, that's what you want to do. Just kind of refresh it. And like I said, the IGK ones are the best for that. What styling products are you using? And that I will talk about in the other video that I said, where I'll talk about like my current products. My go-to ones now are a mix between, you know, uemura, Kerastase, and Kristen S. I actually really, really like that brand. And that is actually a good drugstore brand. You can get it at Target. I've been loving like her leave-in conditioner and her blow-dry mist. And again, I will alternate. It depends on what I'm using, but I will, you know, combine that with the other video. Okay, and then Janet, she says, do you use products that are free of sulfates, parabens, and silicone, or does it not matter? I used to not care. Like, honestly, and I know it's terrible, I used to not care what products had in it, and I would just kind of use what I liked. But since I had gotten the keratin treatments, you can't use sulfates because it will strip out the keratin that you just paid for. So I, you know, started off with the Kerastase sulfate-free shampoo like the Aura Botanica one, and I don't really like it. I didn't really like it. I didn't find that it was hydrating enough. I mean, it was okay, but then the Verb one, which is sulfate free, the Ghost one, that is amazing. I love that. It has gotten me into like really liking the sulfate free version because it doesn't feel like a sulfate free shampoo. So in essence, and then when I don't have my keratin in my hair, when it's like all out, I will just kind of use whatever I have. But in general, I do kind of end up using more sulfate-free shampoo because it's what I'm used to and it's kind of what I have. And 9 times out of 10, I do have a keratin treatment, so it kind of works. But you just have to work with it and find the right one. My best advice would be if you want to use a sulfate-free shampoo, start with the Verb Ghost shampoo because I find that to be the most hydrating and moisturizing, and you will probably like that. And then the next question, are you still doing keratin treatments? If so, what products do you use? Which heat tools? Okay, I do. I am out of the keratin. The last time I got it was May. So I am definitely due. I have an appointment booked to get it redone. And when I get that done, I will tell you guys, I'm actually going to a different place and doing something different. Normally I was getting the agave smoothing treatment, which is a little bit more natural and whatnot. So I'm getting something done different. And when I do, I will let you know. But yes, I have an appointment booked. And another week or so, the girl was all booked up. I was hoping to get in sooner, but what are you gonna do? So I am gonna do that. And then what products do I use? Again, I'll touch on that in another video. And which heat tools, I am very basic. I will use my Bioionic hairdryer and I will use my style winder to curl it. And then my Ibiza brush. I'll have those linked down below because those I've talked about previously, and I'll have the hair products linked below. And those are really all I use. I do not really go crazy because I don't like to really heat style my hair a lot. And then, what are your tips to help grow hair and repair over-processed hair? Don't wash your hair all the time. No, truly, you want to get a good mask. I know it's expensive with the uemura. I was going to say the old one, but the new one, the Ultimate Remedy, the reformulated one, that is probably one of the best hair masks to hydrate and repair your hair because it is nourishing and it is just conditioning and softening, and it will truly help. So my advice would be, if you have over processed your hair, cut back on washing it, cut back on the heat styling. When you wash your hair, try to heat style it, not every time. Let it air dry if you can, and just kind of lay off the heat and really do a good mask. Like every time you wash your hair, put a mask in it and leave it in. And sometimes you can also, if you want to put it in dry, and leave it in, you can do that as well. I've never really done that, but I've heard that it works. But I really believe that you need to just cut back on the heat, and that will help it because it's over processed and damaged, and you don't want to keep adding more heat to it to damage it. Trust me, when I was younger, I had a fiasco I had horrible highlights, and then I had to go the very next day to try to get them fixed because they were like bright orange. Of course, the girl had no clue what she was doing, and my hair was so damaged. It was breaking. It was just horrible. And I'm talking, I was young. I was in my mid-20s, and I remember just thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I would just use super hydrating masks in order to, repair it. And I laid off the heat for a little while. Okay. How is your natural hair? Do you ever wear it just air dried? My natural hair is wavy, is kind of, not really curly, kind of wavy-ish. As it's been styled over the years and bleached and dyed and whatnot, it's not like super curly, but it's kind of wavy. And I will a lot of times wear it air dried. I try to, if possible, at least once a week when I wash my hair, not do anything to it and just don't put any heat on it and just let it air dry. And I don't care. What I'll do is I will just let it air dry and then I'll just wear it up in a messy bun. If I'm not feeling it, I don't care. I'll just put it in a messy bun and do a hairstyle like that. I wear my hair up when it's hot anyway. So even when I blow it and curl it and it was 90 degrees, my hair was up. It was too hot. So if you can, definitely keep your hair, as far away from the heat as you can. So for me, yes, I will try to, at least if I can, once a week, just not put any heat on it. What supplements do you take for hair? What are your holy grail hair products? What haircut do you have layers wise, and what color do you use? Okay, my supplements, I still take my biotin all the time. If you are looking to grow your hair, the L-lysine that I recommended a while ago, that is still good. But for the most part, I just take my biotin every day, and I will also just use like a Kerastase, either the Initial Yeast or the Extension Yeast one. And then Holy Grail, again, I'll refer to the other video I'm gonna film. My haircut, I have been cutting my own hair for the past year or so, almost 2 years. I will try to find the video that I follow. It is old, and I just kind of follow the same guidelines pretty much in that video. I'll have that link down below. I've gone here to so many different hairdressers, and no one could cut my hair the way I wanted it as far as layers go. So I just took matters into my own hands, and I started cutting my own hair. And what hair color do I use? That again is another question I get asked all the time. It is by the brand Wella. It's Wella Color Charm, and you can get it at Sally's. And I dye my own hair. Again, every time I would go and get my hair dyed, they would either like have my roots mismatched, where my roots were like red or lighter than my hair, or my roots were dark, my roots were like black and they didn't match my hair. So I don't understand why it's so hard to get a good hairdresser, but I don't really like box dyes, you know, something like that. I'm just like, ugh. But when I have to dye my hair, I will do that, and I will have the exact formulation linked down below. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I want to say it's 3N1. It's the dark brown one, and it's just like the perfect match for my hair. Every time I dye my hair, it's not red, it's not orange, it's like the most beautiful dark brown. So I will link it down below. It's from Sally's, again, Wella Color Charm. I'll have it down below. And then the next question, how long did it take you to get the length you have now? How often do you have your hair trimmed, and do you have split ends? Okay, for me, I've been growing my hair for a really long time. I did cut my hair shorter last year. Did I cut it? I don't remember if I cut it or I had someone cut it. I know a couple of years ago, I had my hair cut, and they cut it pretty short. I mean, I want to say, okay, let's see here. This is my hair. This is my hair now. When I had it cut 2 or 3 years ago in the summer, I'd have to try to find a picture on Instagram and tell you when. They cut it, like I would say to here, like probably like to my breast. And I was fine with it. It was the summertime, I didn't care. And then I just started growing it out. And then when I started cutting my own hair, I would just trim a little bit off. So for me, do I get split ends? Not really. I try not to heat style it too much, and I try not to, you know, over process my hair with blow drying and curling and whatnot, and I try to keep it hydrated. So when I cut my hair, I just cut my hair a couple of weeks ago for the first time since April. So I went a long time without cutting my hair, only because it wasn't, you know, my layers in the front really didn't grow out too much, and they were fine. Every once in a while, you know, I'll trim my bangs, you know, if they get too long. But other than that, my hair was just, it was okay. It was growing, and it didn't look bad, and I didn't feel like I need to cut it. But then it was like so long that even my mom said to me, "You need to cut your hair. It's so long." And I was like, "It's pretty." But yeah, I did. I said to myself, okay, it's been a long time. I need to like cut it and just kind of like refresh it. So I did. Do I recommend going that long without cutting your hair? No. I mean, I do believe in, you know, getting it trimmed, especially if you do a lot of heat styling and the ends are damaged. You know, it is healthy to clean it up. So for me, no, I don't really have split ends. You know, when I look at my hair, I don't, because I try not to put too much heat on it. And then, what is the current hair mask you use for your hair? And she enjoys my videos, so thank you very much. I absolutely love the uemura mask. Even the reformulated one, I really do like it. I love shoe, and I know I probably love shoe. Like if this was Kerastase and this was shoe, it kind of goes a little bit like this, only because I love the shoe hair masks so much. Like the Ultimate Remedy one is still my holy grail. I've tried other masks. I've tried cheaper masks, you know, like from the drugstore or whatnot. Not the drugstore, but like whether it was like ones you could get at Ulta. Like I don't want to say drugstore like drugstore, but you know, like there's, and nothing's really ever come close. So for me, I truly love the uemura one. The IGK expensive top coat, which is kind of like a treatment as well, that is really good. You need a lot of it though. For me, it's not conducive to like throw it on as a mask, so I use that like as a conditioner, and then I put a mask over it. But the uemura one, probably hands down my holy grail hair mask. I will, very rarely will I try and stray from that, because I just love the way it takes care of my hair, and it just does everything that I need it to. So that is it. Those are all my questions. I want to thank you all for responding and asking me whatever you needed to. And I will follow this up. I will film very, very shortly. I will film a, updated, like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to do an updated hair care routine or like a holy grail product. I will come up with something and I will film that, and then just kind of go over everything that I use, product wise, that I'm loving. And then everything that I mentioned, hair styling products and hair dye or whatever, I will have it linked down below. So if you missed anything that I yapped about, I'll have it linked, so you don't have to worry. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did filming it. I love the interaction and all that. So thank you all for watching. And if you are not already, make sure you are subscribed to my channel. And while you're at it, hit the bell next to my name so you'll be notified of all my new videos. And I will see you guys very soon.